Clothver SDN BHD. Currently, we're running a partnership firms doing the clothing business. When the business earn profit and undergoing growth state, we decide to transfer our business ownership forms, which initially in partnership, into more formal business structure, which is private limited company. There are several reasons why we decide to convert our business form from partnership to private limited company. First, the foremost benefit to form a private limited company is the separations and protections of the personal assets from the business assets. Private limited company also provide internal protections for our business. Quarrel between partners which may influence a business in negative way with negative cash flow can be avoided by forming a company. Taxation is also one of the reasons as private limited company has the option to choose that the company don't have to pay income tax by using pass-through entities.
Required before starting to form a company. Discuss with partners in order to decide our company's niche. Discuss about the budget by preparing a business plan to clearly outlining company current financial position. After finishing the business plan, we will have a discussion on creating our company design and brand before we start manufacturing. We can also test our products by using online platforms such as Facebook Marketplace to survey for the customers' feedback on the product. As a new startup company, our capital is not large, which is under 500,000. Thus, the registration fee is only 1,000, which is not big amount for our company.
Partnership is a mutual agreement between two or more people who come together to carry on a business, which profit and loss of the business must be distributed in a specified ratio predetermined by partners. The company is a legal entity formed under the Companies Act 1965 by a group of individuals to engage in business operations. Similarities are both business organizations must be registered. For the partnership is voluntary, whereas the company is obligated to be registered. Differences between partnerships and a company: minimum of 2 partners and a maximum of 100 partners for the establishment of a partnerships, while for the company, there must be at least 7 founders and a maximum of 200 members for a private company. Second, there is no minimum capital requirement during beginning of the business in partnerships, while company has a minimum of capital requirement. Third, management of the concerns in partnerships is the partners themselves, while for the company, directors are responsible for the core management of the business. Fourth, partnership is not a separate legal entity, while the nature of a company is a separate legal entity. Fifth, the liability of the partnership is unlimited, while for the company, the liability of shareholders is limited.
B. Type of company that is agreed to be formed. We have reached an agreement to form a private limited company which is privately held small business entity. This type of business structure limits of owner liability to the shares, limit the number of the shareholder to 50 and restrict shareholder from publicly trading shares. Private limited companies are hybrid entities that combine the characteristic of corporation with partnership and sole proprietorship. Separate the business asset of the company from the personal assets of the owner. We have an absolute freedom in decision making compared to partnership. In this business, shares can be transferred easily to another owner if any incidental occur. There may be tax advantage in converting to private limited company as company pays corporation tax and dividend may be a tax efficient way of distributing profit.
C. The name of company and its restriction on the choice of name with which a company may be registered. According to Company Act 2016, Section 26, 3 statements have been listed out which are: first, a name is available if it is not undesirable or unacceptable, identical to an existing company, corporation or business, as well as identical to a name reserved under this Act. Second, the registrar shall have the power to determine whether a name is undesirable, unacceptable, or identical. Third, the registrar shall publish in the Gazette any direction that a name of a kind that the minister has directed the registrar not to accept for registration. The prohibited or restricted word that cannot be used as stated under the Minister's direction was published under Government Gazette number 716 and Gazette Amendment. After discussion among our partner, our company name will be Clothver SDN BHD.
D. The step must be taken in order for a company to be formed. A company may register and incorporate through the My Corporation ID portal via 3 easy steps. The first step is register, submit relevant information and pay through the My Corporation ID portal. Second is approved by SSM, and lastly receive notification of registration from SSM via email. By virtue of Section 14, Company Act 2016, on the incorporation process, the application for incorporation must provide a set of information including the following: name of the proposal company, status of whether the company is private or public, nature of business, proposal register address, or detail of the company director, member, and company secretary.
Constitution of a company is a document that generally set out the rules for the management of a company, including the relationship between its director and shareholders. Constitution has been defined by Section 34 in Companies Act 2016. Clothver SDN BHD Company is limited by shares. A company limited by shares can choose whether to have a constitution or not. The object of the company are to carry on the business of manufacturers, assemblers, dealers, retailers, distributors, merchants, and to maintain, operate, or run agency lines in good.
In a general meeting, the number of directors disregarding alternate directors shall not be less than 2 and have power from time to time to appoint any person to be a director. The liability of members is limited. In addition, the directors may exercise all the powers of the company to borrow money and to mortgage or charge its undertakings, property and uncalled capital, or issue debentures as other securities. The directors also shall have power to pay and agree to pay pensions or other retirements, superannuations, death or disability benefits to any director or ex-director.
F. Effects of its incorporation. There are some effects after the incorporation. According to Companies Act 2016 Section 18 under Division 2, 5 statements have been listed out, which are: 1. Upon the date of incorporation specified in the notice of registration issued under Section 15, there shall be a company by the name and registration number as stated in the principal register kept by registrar for this purpose. 2. Every person whose name is stated as a member in the application for incorporation and on the incorporation of the company shall be entered as members in the register of members, together with such other persons who may become members of the company from time to time, are a body corporate by the name stated in the notice of registration. 3. In the case of a company having a share capital, every person whose name is stated in the application for incorporation becomes the shareholder as specified in the application.
Next, the details of the register office of company are as stated in or in connection with the application for registration. Number 5. The person named in the statement as a director or a secretary, if any, shall be deemed to have been appointed to that office. Thus, we can explain that after incorporation, the details of company such as name and registration number is obligated to list out. Besides, members and shareholders' name lists had to be transparent. Lastly, the largest impact of incorporation under this Act is the body corporate have the right of personality separate from their members and may continue in existence until it is removed from the registration according to Section 20A and B.
The extent to which a shareholder can be liable for the debts of a company, the benefits of Clothver SDN BHD becoming a private limited company is have private limited to its owner, which can also be called as members of the company. Basically, members do not need to take responsibility of the debts of the company unless they are willing to guarantee the debt personally. This statement can be supported by Companies Act 2016 Section 192. 1. A member shall not be liable for an obligation of a company by reason only of being a member of the company.
From the explanation above, we can find that it will bring many benefits for our business if we convert our partnership business into private limited company. The name of company is the significant step in the marketing strategy process to show our brand identity. We may boost our sales by promoting our clothes through various social media or an attractive website. A strong, responsive website is paramount when it promotes and appeals attention of customers to surf through online and purchase our clothes. Our company should organize a variety of events, especially during occasion, to endorse our company brand, using proper marketing tools and taking advantage of efficient communication channels. Our last recommendation is to endorse the use of recyclable packaging method instead of using luxury materials. As a growing company, we are socially accountable not only to ourselves but also the public and the environment.